All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. So glad that you're here. We're going to be doing a fair number of things which are, how do I put it, connected to still what's happening in the state of Israel. For me, it's kind of consumes me. And so there's no question that it's hard for me not to think about coming to these Shabbat services and to still make sure that Israel is primary in our minds. So much of what we do tonight is going to be a Shabbat service, of course, but still a continuation of just kind of emotions and feelings that are connected to our loved ones in Israel. We're on page 128, and we're going to begin with Hine Matov, and the reason why is because Hine Matov, again, page 128, our words, Hine Matov, how good it is. It comes from the Psalms, by the way, but how good it is. Hine Matov, Tov, good. Uma Naim, and pleasant. Shevet Achim, to sit as brothers and sisters. Gam Yachad, together. So, it's at these moments when kind of our hearts bring us to synagogue that we are particularly mindful of how fortunate we are to be together. Hine Matov. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. So the first reading, which is now on your insert. So we're going to be going back and forth to that insert that I passed out, or most of you took, but I passed out also. And this one is called Peace, Please. It was written by a rabbi named Karen Kedar, and it goes like this. We gather together in faith and with hope to pray for peace and for the safety of the people of Israel. Help us, O Holy One, and protect us in our hour of need. Touch our hearts lest they harden with despair. Guide our thoughts lest they are overcome with fear. Bring healing to the wounded, strength to those in mourning, courage to those in fear, wisdom to those who lead. Yedid Nefesh, beloved one, reveal yourself and fill the world with your light. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Be quick, God of love, for the time has come. Have mercy upon us, Eternal One of peace. So we continue as we light the Shabbat candles. And let's see here. Page 120. 21. Page 121. 120. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. All right, so, and now Kiddush, page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit Ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziyat mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen. All right, may have forgotten something. You should know that in the evenings, no one wears a talit in the evenings, except the person called the Shaliach Tzibor, or the service leader. Everybody else, no talit, except one day. And that day, of course, is Yom Kippur, Kol Nidre. So, Kol Nidre, you get to wear talit. Other than that, never in the evenings. Our service continues with, let's see here, with Psalm 92, which is Tov Lehodot, followed by Magadlu and then Sadiq Katamar, and you can find all of this on page 140. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat Tov Lehodot Ladonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Tov Lehodot Ladonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Lehagid Baboker Chasdecha Ve'emunatecha Baleilot Tov Lehodot Ladonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Tov Lehodot Ladonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Alei Ahasor V'alei Nahavel Alei Higayon Bechinor Ki simachtani Adonai b'folecha b'maaseh yadecha aranen Tov lehodot l'Adonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Tov lehodot l'Adonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Now Magadlu, I just have to do a little bit. Magadlu Mahasechaya Me'odam ku machshevotecha Ish ba'ar lo yedam וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. צדיקת מה יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בסבע דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיג ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולתה בו. All right, we're on page 146 now. This is the Baruch Hu, and I'd like to invite you to please rise with me. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Ya la 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 la. So really, please remain standing. We're just going to do another reading. And this one is by the poet Yehuda Amichai. He wrote a most extraordinary poem called Diameter of the Bomb. And while it's not a perfect connection to what we're feeling right now, it does communicate a lot of our feelings. And the poem goes like this. The diameter of the bomb was 30 centimeters, and the diameter of the effective range about 7 meters. With 4 dead and 11 wounded, and around these, in a larger circle of pain and time, 2 hospitals are scattered in 1 graveyard. But the young woman who was buried in the city she came from, at a distance of more than 100 kilometers, enlarges the circle considerably. And the solitary man mourning her death at the distant shores of a country far across the sea includes the entire world in the circle. And I won't even mention the howl of orphans that reaches up to the throne of God and beyond, making a circle with no end and no God. Shema is on page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem kevod malchuto, leolam va'ed. Please be seated. So we continue with the Via Hafta, which is on, let's see, the next page, which is 154. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uk'shartam leot al yadecha ve'ayu letotafot ben einecha וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. All right, so sorry, let's see, here we go. So another reading. This one is called For the Captives. And admittedly, if you look at this, I give myself mild credit by saying adapted. The truth of the matter is I made some changes to it, but it's wrong for me even to put my name near this. The only reason why I did is because since I changed it, just in case anyone were to think, like if it got back to Ophir, Sabbath Beit Chalachmi, and he were to say, that's not what I wrote, then at least you would know it's because I changed it. But I want to make sure that really the credit goes to him. Our God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. For the Israel Defense Forces, send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by Hamas. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy that they may return to the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the Israel Defense Forces that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, to release bonds of captivity and allow us all to live in freedom. Mi Chamocha is on page 158. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh nora tehilo oseh feleh Tehilo, Kohoseh Feleh, Malechutecha, Ra'u Vanecha, Koho Kehayam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeheli, Ahanu ve'amiru Adonai Yiloch le'olam va'ed. So our service continues with another reading. This one called For the Soldiers of the IDF from Alden Solovoy. He writes, Rock of Israel, our sons and daughters, our brothers and sisters, our family and friends have been called to serve in the name of peace and justice, in the name of sovereignty and survival, to defend and to protect our land from violence and assault, from kidnappers to terrorists, from missile and mortar, from those who would destroy our nation and our people. We stand with the defenders of Israel. We honor the guardians of Zion. We hold dear the sentries of Am Kadosh. God of old, we know the price of safety. We know the cost of security. Bless the injured and wounded in every generation with your healing hand. Bless the dead and the bereaved with your love and consolation. Bless the heroes of our past and the heroes of our future with a share in the world to come. Source of peace, keep our soldiers safe, and let our soldiers keep us safe, so that they return in life and in health to the loving arms of our people. So as we continue with the message of protection and safety and security, we continue with the blessing Haporei Sukkot Shalom, and that can be found on page 161. Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim shalom, ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. So our service continues with Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, which is the beginning of the Tefillah, it starts on 164, and then it's going to go to 166, 168, and 170. And I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, Adonai Sefatai Tiftach fi Hagid Tehilatecha. Adonai שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי לאה ואלוהי רחל, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אהבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. 168, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. 170, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. All right, so last week we read this. It was it was last week or 2 weeks ago we read this. It was really quite beautiful. This reading is called I Don't Know You. And the reason why I really like this is because it speaks to kind of the great connection that we feel with people who are suffering in Israel. And we know, by the way, that what's going on in Israel is not just uniquely, uniquely Zionist or Israel. Like, it really is proving to be really just about Judaism in general. And so, we feel the connection with those people in Israel because we know that we really are connected. But in some cases, this reading kind of speaks a little bit more about how everyone is feeling connected, and it's called, again, I Don't Know You, and it goes like this. I don't know you, but I saw you at that bar. I don't know you, but you took my parking spot. I don't know you, but our parents are friends. I don't know you, but I can hear you playing makot on the beach. I don't know you, but your smile made me smile. I don't know you, but we argued in a WhatsApp group. I don't know you, but we ate together at Chabad. I don't know you, but you almost ran over me with your scooter. I don't know you, but you were once my waitress. I don't know you, but you gave me your seat on the bus. I don't know you, but I saved your place in line at the bank, at the post office, and at the grocery store. I don't know you, but we love the same music. I don't know you, but we learned Torah together. I don't know you, but we shared a joint in Sinai. I don't know you, but we stood next to each other at Mount Sinai. I don't know you, but we stood next to each other in Kaplan. I don't know you, but I know you. I don't know you, but I love you. I don't know you, but I'll always remember you. Shalom Rav, page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai Hamevarech et amo Yisrael Bashalom. So this is the point in our service when we have the opportunity to share in what has brought us joy. Also, for that matter, share in what has brought us struggle. But definitely joy, we always start with joy. And so if you have experienced joy over the last couple weeks, 3 weeks or so, this is an opportunity to share it. What we're going to do, by the way, is when we hear some joy, we get to sing a little Ken Yehi. Ken Yehi means let it be or may it be. So if you have joy and you say it, then we'll just Ken Yehi a little bit. But first, joy. Paul, you want to share some joy?
Greg's son David and his wife have had another baby.
So you're another great-grandfather.
Another one, yes.
How many great-grandchildren do you have?
About 9.
About 9.
I say now because every time I turn around,
There's a new grandchild. Mazel tov. Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi. More joy, anybody? Yes, Laura. He's your joy. Welcome back. Glad to have you back as usual. To be with family and to just.
And I also got an all clear after my cataract surgery, 2020.
When you say all clear, you literally see with complete clarity, or the doctor's giving you're clear to go?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah, that's right. Mazel tov on both cases. Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi. Yes, Marianne.
We just got back from Nashville celebrating the wedding of our cousin.
Yeehaw.
Yes.
Mazel tov on the wedding of cousins. Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi. Yes, Karen? Welcome. Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi, Ken Yehi. Steve?
I went for a walk on the beach at Sandy Point Wednesday.
Yeah?
It was 80 degrees. I took my shirt off and 2 balls of this floor
So,
against the bright blue sky. Now there's joy out there.
yep, that's really amazing. Two bald eagles on a gorgeous day outside at Sandy Point State Park. I love it. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Anybody else want to share joy? All right. I'll share a little joy. So, I got lots of joy, actually. I'll share two things, which is uncommon for me. So the very fact that I'm sharing one thing is uncharacteristic. Two is like, woo. So last week, my son was part of a film festival in New York City. He had submitted a film for, he just loves film. By the way, if you remember like the High Holiday films, like that's his stuff, right? So he's really good. But so he wrote and made and created a sci-fi film, and he submitted it, and it got accepted as part of this film festival. And he got to watch he didn't win, but he got, although the truth is some of these films were extraordinary with professional actors. He had his friends from high school as his actors. But still, he got to watch his movie at the AMC Theater in Times Square. It was really cool. So we were there with him. It was really excellent. We're really proud of him, happy for him. And the second joy is kind of a mixture of, and it's amazing how sometimes sadness and joy can be, there's a very fine line between sadness and joy sometimes. And in this particular case, it could not be more apparent. So yesterday and today, for 24 hours, we had an Israeli family staying with us. They left Israel, a mother and her four young children and her nephew have come to America just to flee from the difficulties, because they live near the border with Gaza. And they stayed at our house last night. I mean, we haven't had a 2-year-old in our house. And I can tell you exactly how long it's been since we've had a 2-year-old in our house. It's been 15 years. And we haven't had just high chair and a mess and craziness and wildness in our house in a long time. And, but to see this family and to see kind of, for them, both the sadness and yet at the same time the relief, it was really touching and joyous for me, for sure. And it felt like kind of a little bit tangibly helping what's happening, and just a little bit. And at the same time, on a number of occasions, the mother, she broke down in tears just because, for various different reasons, and just to watch her, and it was just heartbreaking for me. But still joyous and heartbreaking at the same time. So, get to share that joy. It really was. They left today, and I was sad. I felt like I was saying goodbye to family. And I said to them as they left, I said, next time, in Hebrew, because they really didn't speak any English, next time, we see each other, it's going to be at your place, right? I'm coming to Kibbutz Negba to visit you, right? And, and on the one hand, of course, she was like, of course, because she wanted to, they were really grateful for being the hospitality, and it was like, of course, you got to come over, and, we can't wait to have you. But she realized that when I said that was really me saying, in addition to I will come and visit, because it'll just be sweet to see them, but in addition, it's really me saying, you're going back, and this is going to be okay, and I'm going to come and visit you at your house, and everything is going to be normal again. And it was and at first she responded to my comment with a, yeah, next time at our place. But then she realized there was something deeper to that statement, and when she realized that, it was also a very powerful moment for us. So, a little bit of joy coming from our household. Anybody else want to share? All right, then. Baruch atah Adonai. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us in the many joys that are in our lives. Amen. Along with the joy is struggle. We just sang Shalom Rav earlier, and Shalom means peace, yes, but it also means wholeness. Completion. And we recognize that so many people in our community and in our extended community do not have that sense of wholeness. Right? I mean, some people just, are all clear with respect to their eyes Others do not have that same type of clarity with other elements of their lives. And so we have a blessing that we say, it's called Misha Berach. And what will happen is I will share with you the first part of this blessing, and then I'll give you a chance to say the name of a loved one who is in need of healing. And you can say their name, or you can choose not to, but you'll have an opportunity. And then afterwards, we'll finish the rest of the blessing together, and then we'll sing. So the blessing begins, Misha Berach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. That means may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. V'yivarech v'yirapeh kol hacholim shalana. May God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. And so, if you wish to share the name of someone who you would like to include in this blessing of healing, feel free just to raise your hand and tell us. Yeah, go ahead. Brooks Bowen. Thank you. Leslie Harris, yes. Bobby Wendell and Sally Stevens, thank you. Chava Goldfight, thank you. Reva Kelly.
Family of Gilad Kafir.
Gilad Kafir's family. Let me add to that list Eric Harris, Mika Rome, Allison Herman, David Svi, Ben Schneer, Zalman Vakela, and Jane Panitz. Vishlach lehem bimheira refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuat hanefesh v'refuat haguf, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. B'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar, amen. We're on page 371. And to those of you who are watching on stream, and I realize that I neglected to change the camera to the sanctuary view, which was what it was supposed to be, and instead they just had a blank shot of this bima, I deeply apologize. Misha Berach, again, page 371. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. All right, so we pause for a moment of silence. La 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 la, la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la. Im rehefi vehegyon levi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vego ali Ose shalom bimrohoma Uyase shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imeru So I would like to talk this evening about Israel and about the siege of Gaza. But first, I want to share with you a thought about the Torah portion. So this week's Torah portion is called Lech Lecha. And Lech Lecha is about how Abraham is called by God to go to Canaan, right? So you see, Abraham, or Abram, he was at the time, just leading up to this Torah portion, was with his father Terach and his brothers, Haran and Nahor. And they were traveling. And they got as far as Haran. And Abraham, one of Abram's brothers, died. And they stayed there. And our Torah portion, that's what led up to this week's Torah portion. And our Torah portion, Lech Lecha, begins with the words Lech Lecha, me'artzecha, me'muladatcha, me'beit avicha, which means go forth from your land, from your what you know as your home, from your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. And so the Torah portion essentially begins kind of in Abram, he's Abram at the time, not Abraham, in his middle of his life. Right? And he was wealthy. And Abram was married. And happy. And the Midrash describes him as a vial of myrrh. Right? And it says that, but this vial of myrrh was tightly closed and sealed, and with the lid on it, and they compared Abram to this vial of myrrh which was sealed and lying in the corner of a room, and so no one could smell the beautiful smell of the myrrh. This is what the Midrash is talking about, and it goes on to say I think that the Midrash was criticizing Abram for being, or people, for whether they were wealthy or not, criticizing people for not really doing anything with their lives, like to make the world a better place. Instead, or to make changes in their life. Instead, it was, people who were just kind of happy where they are. Again, there's nothing wrong with being happy with what you have and where you are. But the Midrash, I think, was trying to tell people that they need to act. And then it goes on to say, and so then God says to Abram, Lech Lecha, get up and go. Go to Canaan, which is what you're supposed to be doing, not sitting around here in Haran. Right? And then the Midrash picks up and says that once Abram was called to go and leave Haran and go to Canaan, to this land that God would show him, once that happened, that it was like the vial of myrrh was shaken and opened, and the fragrance of myrrh was able to emanate throughout. Right? It was, the Midrash was saying that things good can happen, sometimes bad, but yes, good can happen when you make a change, when you act. Now, let me personalize this. Not for everybody, maybe for some. In my life as a rabbi, parents have come to me and said to me, Rabbi, I need some advice. And I've said, sure, what can I do to help you? And they have proceeded to tell me the story of their children. And what was the story? They would say something to the effect of, my kid has gotten a little too deep in with substances, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever. And they have said to me that they don't exactly know what to do, because they pay for the rent for their kids, and they pay for all their expenses, they're paying for their car insurance. Meanwhile, the kid is just sitting around on the couch and not doing anything, and not inspired to do anything, and just wasting their lives. And the parent gets quite upset because they realize that they are enabling the bad behavior. You know what I'm talking about? Whether it doesn't have to be you, but you probably have heard about this before, in which the parent says, I don't know what the right thing to do is. Because if I stop paying for all this stuff, if I stop giving my kid money, my kid could starve to death. My kid could find himself or herself out on the street as homeless. But if I do give my kid money, and if I do continue to pay for rent and for all these things, then I'm just enabling this negative characteristic or this negative quality. What should I do? Well, I never tell a person what they should do. Never. Because it seems like, the decision always from another person seems a whole lot easier than it is for the parent. And so I just listen and talk, but inevitably, a family or a parent ends up leaning towards the need to do tough love. Inevitably, to break the cycle, a parent says to their kid, I'm cutting you off. And they do it with extraordinary pain. No one loves this. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible thing to watch. But unless the parent does it, no change is going to happen. You've seen this, you've heard of this, you certainly know the expression tough love. It's so painful. But the concept of tough love, as you can imagine, is depriving someone that you love of things that certainly contribute to the negative behaviors and qualities. So, having said that, I kind of see the siege of Gaza as tough love. And I say this with care, and I say this with recognition that, it's not a perfect analogy. And the reason why is because I hardly would call this exactly love, but I would say that it's acting tough in order to see a change happen. Up until a few weeks ago, Israel was providing Gaza with all of its utilities, with medical supplies, with telecommunications. This is all up until a few weeks ago. Hospitals, not all, but lots of times hospitals. The world was providing Gaza with hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Almost $500 million a year in money, in resources, in support, and with almost consistent, utter consistency that the money that was given and the support and the resources that were given were not used to build electrical grids and not used to build water desalination plants and not used to build infrastructure and better sewage and, various different cleanliness things or more hospitals or better living conditions. The money that was given was thrown into the ground, literally. We have discovered about an absolute web of tunnels beneath Gaza. But putting aside what we have discovered, the fact is that the resources and the money that has been given to Gaza has all been used for the purposes of warfare and not used to make the world and lives of the people of Gaza better. And this has gone on for years, decades, 2 decades. And over the last 2 decades, with, I would say, twice a year, we would find that there would be some sort of rocket or missile shot from Gaza over into Israel. And twice a year, Israel would respond by targeting precisely the location that those rockets came from, maybe discovering the house of the person who shot the rockets and destroying that house too as a deterrent, but never really going to an extreme in terms of addressing this issue. And it would happen twice a year, more. And then a few weeks ago. And the brutal attack, incursion into Israel and the murder and rape and kidnapping of 1,800 people at total. And now Israel's saying, we're making a change. We're going to stop giving the water and the food and the medical supplies and the electricity and the telecommunications that we've just been providing for Gaza all along. And we're going to stop and see if they can just take care of themselves. And in the meantime, let's see what happens. It's tough love. And maybe when they realize that they've hit rock bottom, maybe, just maybe, it'll make a difference. It'll be the change. It's not fun. No one wants to be depriving human beings of water and medical supplies and food and their cell phones. No one wants to. In the same way that the parent does not want to watch their kids struggle with food and with a place to live. It's terrible. It's heartbreaking. And Israel does not like it either. I hate it. But sometimes, as the Torah shows, lech lecha, you gotta act. You can't just sit around and do the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. You gotta change. You gotta do it differently. And so, here we are. as we're watching Abraham make his journey into Canaan. My hope, of course, is that we're able to live in a secure Canaan in the same way that Abraham did. My hope is that the very promise of this land to Abraham, for Abraham and his descendants, will continue to ring true. Because now we know that we can't just assume God is taking care of it for us. That really the responsibility is in our hands. Shabbat Shalom. All right, so if you don't mind, please reopen your prayer books. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's sing. We're going to sing a song called Am Yisrael Chai. Maybe you know it. I don't think I put it in the booklet with apologies, but the words are not too difficult. Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live. Od Avinu Chai, our fathers, our ancestors continue to live also. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. All right, so our service continues now on page 586. Now that's Aleinu. When you get to 586, I'd like to invite you to please rise. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו echad. Please be seated. So this is the part of our service when we bring to mind loved ones from our congregation and our community who have been called to their eternal rest. Both people who have passed away. We would, but we have been fortunate not to have anyone pass away in the last 30 days, so I'm happy to say that it doesn't happen very often, but we're only observing yard sites. That means it's the anniversary of their passing. So allow me, though, to share with you the names of some loved ones here who are observing yard sites. Harold, we remember lovingly Harold Gessner, Henry Aaron Sapat, along with Julius Lakin, Joyce Weissman, Paul Getz, Jesse Yale Schwartz, Joseph Baresi, Natalie Muschel, Samuel Miller, and Declan Murray. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have passed away, we remember them now with the words of our mourner's prayer, which is called the Kaddish. And if it's your custom, I invite you to please rise, page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechal beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'elam ul'amei almaya, yibarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal Shemei Kudsha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushpachata V'Nechamata Da'amiram Bi'alma V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Yal Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimrumav Huya Seh Shalom Aleinu V'Yal Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. All right, so we are almost done, and thank you all so much for being here. Allow me just to share with you a few announcements and a few thank yous. Thank you first to Heidi Schnapp and Brett Morrison for serving as ushers. We thank you so much. Also, Sybil Wish and Merv Wiley-Browse for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat, which is going to be out in the lobby in just a few minutes. While we're at it, if you know of anyone who is in the 8th to 12th grade and is interested in joining with the youth group, tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they will be meeting at the Mission Escape Room in downtown Annapolis. You do have to sign up, and so if you know that person, have them go to the weekly email and you'll see the form for the sign up. But again, you have to be between 8th and 12th grade. Not feel like an 8th or 12th grader, like literally be. It would be a little awkward if someone who was, say, Paul, how old are you? Paul, how old are you? Paul, how old are you? 95. You show up regardless of how old you feel. If you show up at the youth group event, awkward. Just saying. So you have to, it has to literally be 8th through 12th. Can't be feel like an 8th through 12th grader. The Hanukkah Bazaar this weekend. Purchase all your fun Hanukkah things here at the temple this weekend, Sunday 9 to 1, Monday 9 to 11. If you're interested in continuing your connection with the state of Israel and you feel like by the time June rolls around, things are going to be considerably different than they are now, and that is not just my hope, but my assumption, please consider joining me on the Temple Beth Shalom Israel trip in June, and we are having a meeting to talk about it this Sunday, 10 a.m. It's going to be in the library, so use the school building, school entrance to come. Annual appeal continues. If you haven't made a contribution, we need it, and we appreciate it very much. My weekly Torah study continues, 9:30 in the morning on Mondays. That's on Zoom and in person. My class on Pirkei Avot, which is the really class on our the sages of our people. Also, that's on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. starting in November 7th, our first time, virtually and in person. Tat Shabbat and Temple Congregational Pizza dinner, and then family service. That is, date's not written here, so it's going to be in a few weeks. Love Tea with Hope and Caring. That's the Sisterhood Tea. That is November 19th. So I guess the family service is on the 17th. And also, I should point this out, all Shabbat services will, starting in December 1st, will be at 7 p.m., not 7:30. So, a little bit earlier, gets you home a little bit earlier, 7 p.m. starting in December. So we're just trying to transition to 7 p.m., but we're doing it by reminding everyone over and over again until we finally get there. Finally, the Oneg Shabbat needs the support of all of our temple members. Please sign up. You have the sign up link in the weekly email. And if you don't want to sponsor it literally by help bringing stuff, you can make a small contribution to help defray the cost of Oneg Shabbats. Okay, I think I've said enough. Let's continue with Motzi. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. All right, so our service concludes with really one of my favorites. It's called Olam Chesed, and you can find the words on that insert that I gave you. And why do I love this song so much? Because it just speaks about the potential that we have to make this world a better place. And when we work together to make this world a better place, then God too is working to make this world a better place. Olam Chesed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Olam Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. Olam Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. Olam Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. I will build this world from love, da 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 da. And you must build this world from love. And if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love. Olam Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. Olam Chesed yibaneh, da 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 da. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So glad that you are here. And please join us in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat. And thank you, everyone who joined us by stream this evening. Shabbat Shalom to you all. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I never sang Him all fair, so you can leave it. Shabbat Shalom, ya la la ya la la la.